list. Good morning, everyone. I'd like to open this Polk County Board of Commissioners meeting. It's December 13th. All commissioners are present. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Looking for comments not on this agenda. Hearing none. Looking for the approval of minutes from December 6th.
So moved.
Second. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Motion passes. 2023-2024 budget calendar. Mr. Greg Hansen.
Mr. Chair, members of the board, in your packet on your computers is the proposed budget calendar for the upcoming fiscal year 23-24. In there are the critical dates for staff and for budget committee members to have to be in attendance for. Probably the biggest one for the budget committee obviously is the April 4th through April 6th. That's when we'll conduct our budget hearings. We won't use all 3 days, but whether we use Tuesday, Wednesday, or Tuesday, Thursday is yet to be determined. Then the following date that's critical is the formal approval of the budget, which will be May 17th, 2023. And then that is the concurrence for the budget committee, and then the board will adopt the 23-24 budget on Wednesday, June 28th, 2023. So those are the critical dates. And then for the lay members of the budget committee, the compensation committee meets to address elected official salaries, and that's on February 8th, which is the first item for them to be aware of. I know for sure one of the budget committee members is okay with the dates. That's Norbert. We'll get concurrence from the other two members of the budget committee to make sure that they can be in attendance for that. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask. This calendar can be modified in that, but it requires formal approval of the board. It also requires naming a budget officer. I didn't write a memo. I'm assuming that you would like me to continue as the budget officer. So all that takes is, I believe, your concurrence. It doesn't take any formal resolution or that. So that's what's before you. If you're okay moving forward with that, we'll contact the other two members of the budget committee just to ensure that it's okay. And then this will become the official budget calendar for 23-24 budget year.
Move to adopt the budget calendar as presented.
Second that.
All those in favor, please say aye.
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 We need to appoint you officially. Go for it. We'll appoint Greg Hansen as budget officer for the 2023-2024 fiscal year.
Second.
I agree with that. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thanks, sir.
You are welcome. Another year of fun.
Another year of fun.
Probably the other thing we should discuss, my guess is you want to conduct the budget hearings like we have the last couple of years with me presenting, and that I think that's what the lay members of the budget committee want. So if you're okay with that, we'll just move forward with that mindset. And if department heads are needed for a question, they'll be available. Yep.
Excellent. Okay. Levy discussion. Mr. Greg Hansen.
Yes. Last week in the Wednesday meeting, I presented a recommendation for the upcoming, or placing a ballot measure on the May 16th election. That would be the reauthorization of our current public safety levy. That the levy is in its fourth year. This would eliminate the last year of the current reauthorization and establish a new 5-year operating levy. The recommendation also included an amount of 49.5 cents per thousand. Not all elected officials were able to be in attendance for that meeting, but we have brought all of them together now to discuss that recommendation. And at that time in the Wednesday meeting, it was approved moving forward by the 2 members of the Board of Commissioners who were here to ensure that we're still continuing on that path. Everyone is comfortable with that path, and what things you may want to do as elected officials to provide information to the general public and or promote the idea of an operating levy. So that's why I put this on the agenda again. We do have the district attorney and the sheriff present for their input. If they would like to say anything about a recommendation that I put forth last week. And Commissioner Pope is here to comment if he so desires also. And then just basically have a discussion of where you want to go and what you're looking for from staff to provide information to give you the best information you can have when dealing with the public. So I kind of open it up to whoever.
Chair Barton, would you like to comment?
I'm supportive of the 49.5 to be able to keep us where we're at. Fully understanding and being aware of the people that are hurting for inflation and all that stuff, but we also can't go backwards. So this is to keep us where we need to be without increasing. Just increasing it to increase. That's not our purpose.
Dave Felton?
I join the comments of Sheriff Garten. I wholeheartedly support the recommendation made by Mr. Hanson, and that was obviously supported by commissioners present at the last meeting. And we'll obviously work hard to go out to the community to support that, talk to community members as to why it ought to be readopted at that level. And as the sheriff said, we can't go backwards. Just not have the levy readopted would put us in a very, very challenging place, public safety wise. And in terms of talking about additional positions, additional building of the public safety structure, that's something that we can discuss further in general fund meetings, budget structure, and that sort of thing, public meetings. But we have to have the level we're currently at to continue to affect public safety. So,
Mr. Pope?
Yeah, no, I support 49.5 and I'm committed to making the case and telling the story. And I would suggest that we embrace the opportunity to have more widespread conversation around the county as we did when we first started this process. Because I think it's time for us to be able to look anybody in the eye that wants to come to a hearing and explain to them what's happening, where we are, so that we get all the information out there. With the help of our media folks, we'll explain where we are and why we're at this level and what our hope is in this through this process.
Mr. Gordon?
I agree with Commissioner Pope, and I have nothing more to add from last time. I just kind of restate that the 7-cent increase is a modest increase, and it's the minimum increase to maintain current service levels. So I think we're doing the right thing by the public asking for this reauthorization. And I too am available to help in any way communicate the value of this levy to the public.
I'm in agreement also. 49.5 makes perfect sense. Keep doing what we're doing. Hopefully someday we can expand on it, but for right now, I think we're meeting the needs of the people under the circumstances with all of the Measure 110s we're facing. So,
And I would add, I think one of the great benefits of having these meetings publicized, so easily available to people online, is that this has always been an opportunity, these meetings, to have good questioning on behalf of the citizens community by this body as to how money is being spent, how we're being stewards of the public dollars in terms of how the money is both being spent and allocated. So I appreciate those opportunities going forward. This body's always been good, strong supporters of the public safety initiatives of both the sheriff's office, my office, and community corrections. And so that's why these meetings have been good opportunities. I'm glad the public is now able to see these conversations that we have when they come up on a weekly or periodic basis.
Towards that end, I might just add that I do support holding a hearing in the evening too for folks who work during the day who would like to address the commissioners.
I agree with that also.
Agree with that, sure.
And actually, for clarity, my position is we hold several evening meetings.
Okay.
Like we did in the beginning.
Yes.
So in the past, when we originally passed the 2015 public safety levy, we had approximately 11 or 12 meetings outside of our normal workday in the evening in multiple locations. You probably don't need to go to that magnitude. That was quite hectic and a lot of time commitment. In those meetings, you would see the same person in 10 or 12 of them, and in others, you would get about 5 or 6 new people available. So there are 2 types of meetings. There's the informational meeting, getting the word out, answering the general public's question. And then when we actually get near the time you want to put it on the ballot, we in the past have held both a 9 o'clock meeting for public hearing for those who want to come at that time. And then I think we held one at 6 p.m. in the evening of that same day, just to get the input from the public prior to you making a decision and putting the board order before you the following week to deliver to the clerk in a timely manner to get it on the ballot and go through that process. So you really have 2 different types of meetings. And I think the informational meetings, you would just need to pick locations. Nicole would have to try to set those up and we get them going. But they aren't that hard, whether you just want to have the informational meetings here or go out. Again, that's a decision of you 3 and the other 2 elected officials. I can attend and answer factual questions, but if you're in the promoting of it, then I just get to sit back and not say yay or nay. So
In 2019, we reached out to neighborhood associations. We went to chamber meetings. Dave Felton, Sheriff Carter, and myself, city council meetings. We had some women's groups. So we'll be doing that same thing again. So we can share that if you guys would like to be a part of that. So, okay. Anything else? Levy? Okay. Any non-listed items today?
Nope.
Meeting adjourned.